Sergeant Smiley felt a lot like me. That felt just like me. I don't, I probably have offered people Starburst before.
Oh, it's my favorite.
And you know what? It's not even the offering of Starburst. It's whatever the void is. Like y'all only had pickled pig feet, or some. I might be walking around. It might be a fancy event, and there's a lady that has like you can see her kind of like going like this, and I know that like I have 2 cardigans in the back, and I just walk by and I just. And I walk off, and she's just like,
Game.
Yeah.
it could be it could be anything. It
It's
could
empathetic.
be it could be a guy like I would see them, and it all happens very fast. I'm not targeting anybody. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm looking around the room, and there's this guy trying to figure out. I'm like, oh, by the elevator you have the best reception. He's like,
Man.
She made finger. For those who can't see, she made finger guns.
I forget we're on the radio, so I'm doing a wink and a finger like y'all can't see it.
I translated. It's fine.
Thank you so much. They're like,
It
why
is
she get
fine.
silent? Yeah, because I was doing like a wink and a point kind of thing. So it is and it was very organic, like Sergeant Smiley. Like it's sometime maybe the joke didn't even land. Like you was like, y'all pull the card out. He's like, have another Starburst. I was like, yes. I was like, it was still like feel good. It's really being very aware of people in that big setting kind of thing. And with comedy, it works so well. Like improv works well because if something doesn't happen in the room, if the room is if like a light falls or if the speaker goes out or like those things, like I love to what everybody is thinking in the room.
Yes.
I just like I like to take it and just like go say the things that other people wouldn't say and go like, man, I have a story. One time there was a guy doing poetry. I was hosting a poetry night, and this guy was on this telling this really sincere poem, and he had a boner. Like he was so sincere, and his meat was like this. I was like, oh my! And
What
like
was the poem about?
it was like I don't even remember. My attention was elsewhere. I can't even lie.
Fair enough.
Yes, and so he was like doing this poem. It wasn't sexual. It wasn't explicit. And he had like his. It started like halfway, and then it was like.
You saw the rising of the.
It got like harder. Oh. So it went like this. I can't see what I'm doing, but it went. Whoop.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So that's like it. So it was different because when he first started the poem, it wasn't like that, and then by the end, it was like very obvious, and you saw a couple people just trying not to look, and as soon as after he went off the stage, they clapped. I went on there, and I was like, I'm sorry, I forgot what his poem was about. Did y'all see his penis? And then everybody just like so that's like an obvious one, right? But like things that maybe everybody is thinking, but nobody. I was hosting another art show, and I remember the band kept going hard, and I saw the stage about to collapse, and so like when I went on there. Instead of me, after they clap it up, I go on there. So instead of me jumping right into the next artist, I'm like acting like I'm trying to fix the stage first because that's what everybody was looking at. They really wasn't listening to the music. It was like, can somebody bring me a hammer, like, and some nails because that's what they were already thinking about, like, ooh, that stage. And so like
And that's important to know in comedy for sure. You got to be able to read the crowd and like be the voice, right? If something happens and we all see it and we're all clearly thinking about it, the comedian should be the one to call it out.
Especially if they have a large boner in their pants.
We cut to a business room in a meeting.